I still remember that phone call, the one that changed how I saw my son forever. I asked him gently, "So, when's the wedding?" He chuckled, said, "Someday, Mom. Don't worry about it." His voice was light, teasing. I smiled. Someday. Such an innocent word. But the next morning, I saw the photos. My son, my only child, standing under fairy lights, smiling in a suit I didn't recognize, next to a woman I had never met. White dress, rings, vows, and just like that, I realized the wedding had already happened. Without me, without his mother, without even a goodbye. That was the day I stopped being just his mom. That was the day I became the secret he didn't want anyone to see. Part 1. Someday was yesterday. I raised my son alone. Every scraped knee, every school play, every late night study panic, it was just the two of us. He was my whole world. When he got older, I tried not to be overbearing. He'd roll his eyes when I asked about his love life, but deep down I knew. I just wanted to be included. Then he met her, Clara. She was polite, quiet, always smiling when I was around, but something about her felt distant, like she was playing a role. The first time she visited, she brought flowers. The second time, she brought silence. And the third time, she stopped coming altogether. Still, I didn't push. He said he was busy. He said she was shy. But mothers know. We feel the distance before we see it. One evening, he called. We talked about work, weather, groceries, everything except what mattered. So I asked softly, "Are you and Clara talking about marriage?" He laughed. "Someday, Mom. Someday." It sounded like hope, but it was a lie. 2 days later, I was scrolling on my phone when I saw it. A photo. It popped up from a distant cousin's tagged post, a backyard wedding. Rustic theme. Fairy lights. And in the center, my son. My sweet boy. In a suit that didn't belong to him. And beside him, Clara in white lace. Smiling, crying. The most magical night. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Adams. My hands froze. The room felt smaller. I stared until the words blurred. Mr. and Mrs. Adams. My son's last name. Their wedding. Yesterday. No call. No message. No invitation. Just photos. I remember dialing his number. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hit the buttons. He picked up on the third ring. His voice was cheerful. "Hey, Mom." I couldn't speak for a moment. Finally, I whispered, "Why didn't you tell me?" He went quiet. Then he sighed like a man carrying too much weight. "Mom, it just happened fast. We wanted something small. No stress, no drama. No drama." I laughed. But it wasn't the happy kind. "You mean no family?" He tried to calm me. "It wasn't like that. Clara just wanted something intimate. We'll have a proper celebration later." Later. Another word for never. That night, I sat alone in my kitchen, scrolling through every photo. Her family was there. Her friends were there. Everyone except me.
There's a special kind of heartbreak when your child chooses silence over your presence. It doesn't scream, it whispers. It says, "You're no longer part of his story." The next morning, I received a message from Clara. "Hi, Evelyn. I hope you understand. We just wanted a quiet start. Please don't take it personally." I stared at her words, my heart heavy with disbelief. She called me by my first name. Not Mom, not mother-in-law, just Evelyn. And in that moment I knew. I hadn't just lost a wedding invitation. I'd lost my son's trust, maybe even his heart, but I wasn't ready to give up. I showed up at their house a week later. I brought a small gift, an embroidered photo frame that said, "Family begins here." When Clara opened the door, her smile flickered. "Evelyn, this is a surprise." "I just wanted to see you both," I said softly. My son came to the door looking tired, uncomfortable. He didn't hug me. And then I saw it. A wedding photo on the table. Her family surrounding them, all smiling. I felt like an intruder in a life that used to be mine. He made tea. We sat awkwardly. He said, "Mom, we'll have a dinner soon, okay?" "I promise." I nodded. But deep down, I knew promises meant nothing now. When I left, I whispered to myself, "Someday, huh?" And for the first time, I hated that word. To be continued. Part 2. The secret behind the wedding. Clara wasn't who she said she was. And the truth behind their sudden marriage would break more than just my heart. I couldn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those photos. My son's smile looked different, forced. His eyes weren't filled with joy. They were filled with something else. Fear, maybe, or guilt. And then I remembered something. When I hugged him last Christmas, he had said softly, "Mom, if I ever mess up, promise you'll still love me?" At the time, I laughed. Now that memory made my stomach twist. A week later, I decided to visit again, unannounced. Maybe I just needed to see his face. Maybe I was looking for the truth I already feared. When I got there, Clara wasn't home. My son opened the door, visibly tense. "Mom, you can't just show up like this." I interrupted him. I just wanted to talk. We sat in the kitchen. The silence between us was louder than words. I asked gently, "Why didn't you tell me about the wedding?" The real reason? He hesitated, fingers tapping the table. Then his eyes, red, tired, met mine. "Because it wasn't what it looked like, Mom." My heart stopped. "What do you mean?" He looked down. "It wasn't about love. Not at first. The truth unfolds." He told me Clara had gotten pregnant. They were both terrified. Clara's family, very traditional, demanded marriage immediately. She said her father would cut her off if we didn't, he said. So we did it quietly. No pressure. No judgment. My breath caught. Pregnant. So that's why he rushed. Why I wasn't there. Why he lied. For more real-life stories, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.